I figured today I would videotape me doing what I do, the 3-step process to do a Euro mount. This is Emerson's last year's buck, and this is her this year's buck. I just brought it to the taxidermist. It's all caped out, and I'm gonna do a Euro mount so that she at least has a Euro mount to keep showing it off for the rest of the year until it's ready to get mounted. We'll do the first step, which is power washing. Put on some crappy clothes, get some earbuds in, a pair of sunglasses, and go to town. With hide being off, I would say probably about 30 minutes. And I should be able to clean that up, and I'll get the lower jaw too so we can do the age on it. But we'll get it looking like this. I've got a bunch of them. I got a wall in there full of them. Save the jaws so we get them aged. When everybody argues how old something is, I'm going to send this one in. I just wrapped up the tags, keep them from getting too messy at least. And then that's her taxidermy tag. Cool thing is, find cool stuff like this. It's got obviously had something packed in there and caused some damage. That's step one. Now, obviously you got to be willing to get dirty. Then step two is just a light boil, and it'll basically get rid of a little bit of this extra stuff and to get the blood out of the bone. And then step three will be bleach. So before I got cleaned up, I figured I'd get this thing boiling, throw the jaw bones in there, and basically put as hot as water in there as I can get. I just use a hot plate. It doesn't get too hot. It's just the right amount of simmer. Half hour to an hour, somewhere in that ballpark. I just go until that blood's out without degrading that bone. And then we'll move on to step three. Then I do save the jaws. These are all labeled, what bucks they are, so we can compare and try to get age. One deer I shot a couple years ago, the tripod, the 3-legged deer, he was 6.5 years old, and I sent his in to get verified. The blood's out of the bone now, for the most part. This is all I need. So I'm gonna take saran wrap, I'm gonna put it around the pedicles here, just in case a little bit of bleach gets on there. I don't want to bleach the bottom of the pedicles. There's 100 different ways that people do this. This is what I do, and it's worked great for me, and so I just stick with it. Because I buy basically this stuff here. Basic white, extra strength, powder lightener. I've got different versions of it. Let's see, this one is extra strength. This one is super strength powder, whatever. Usually what I do, 1 scoop, comes with a scoop. And then you got your activator stuff. I don't have any hair, so I don't know what really all this is for, but this is what I use it for. Anytime I walk into a salon, they all look at me like I'm crazy. And I usually tell them what I'm doing, and then they point me in the right direction. So. All right, that's all mixed up. And then what I do, Meyer bag. Put it in there. And then I paint with a toothbrush. Okay, once I get that all dialed up, basically what I do is seal it off with the bag. Grab a little bit of tape. That's it. Then I will sit, let this sit for one day. Tomorrow about this time, I'll come, wash that off, and we'll see what we got. So there's a quick way to do a Euro mount, and like I said, there's 100 different ways to do it. This is how I do it. You do it how you like to do it. All right, it's been about a day, so now all I'm gonna do is hose this off, and then we'll let it dry and see the results. Euro mount's done. We just cleaned it off. I probably could take a little more time, but this is getting mounted, so I wasn't too worried about it. But yep, that's it. 3 steps. There's a bunch of different ways to do it, but this way it works. And for right now, turned out pretty good. And this is her buck, so this way she can show it off this way until we go in to get it mounted. So.